Right, this might be the worst idea I've ever had, or it might be an interesting insight into the kind of chaotic life I live as a pro bike tester, trying to get my stuff done across a bunch of media as a freelancer and make a living out of it. So I've got a list of what I did in kind of the past week, and the idea is, because I haven't managed to do everything I wanted to do, and because some of it will still be in processing, this will give you an idea of what's coming up next on the channel. And if there's anything you're particularly interested in, jump in the comments and go, I don't care about that, but I'm really interested in that. So can you get on with doing that, please? Or nobody will watch this, or I'll get a load of hate in the comments and we shall never speak of this again. All right? So, need your feedback on a whole bunch of stuff. Let's roll. Right, so first off, I was meant to be at the Golfy last weekend. Long planned trip with Thursday Night Fight Club, my riding group. But Sarah's injured her shoulder, so she's a bit of a one-armed bandit. So as much as I sulked and wailed, I didn't go. So grumped around the house while they sent me pictures of them having a fabulous time up in Scotland. And so I took it out on myself and did the big epic ride on the white E-Lite 140 around Dalby. Because it'd been like, I'd wanted to find out how far I could get as soon as I rode the bike. And I was like, well, Dalby's the perfect place for it. It was pretty good. It was pretty cold, so the battery got hit a bit from that. But it surprised me how far I got on that. If you've not seen the video yet, it's a two-parter. That's the second part playing over there in. Oh, that's really bad resolution. Don't believe that. It's in 4K. It'll look all right on the screen. And basically, there's a director's cut of the whole thing in one shot. 50 minutes, no ads on Patreon if you want to subscribe on there. Or there's two different pieces on standard YouTube. And because I had to split it in half, I had to do a really shonky kind of handoff to the. Well, I don't know. Let me know if you like. If you've watched it, let me know if you like it. Because I wanted to split it. I thought, well, I could fake me standing at the back of the van and pretending I'd done it live. But I was like, oh, come on, let's try something different. I'm trying to be more honest with the channel, is what I'm trying to do at the moment. So what I'll do is I'll take a shot of me editing, with the screen in the background and go, all right, I'll stop filming, and then segue it in that way, and then segue into the second part. So let me know if you like that, or if you thought it was an absolute abomination. Then what do we do? Monday, I wrote the white e-bike up, so that involved talking to the white guys quite a lot, and they were talking to Bosch as well. They still are, actually. I'm still getting feedback. That's the trouble with testing. You put it out, you write it, and then even though you've chatted to the designers and stuff beforehand, they go, oh, by the way, this particular thing was, the reason the Bosch battery and auxiliary battery drain at the same rate is because it needs that much ampage from a combined battery to give you the 600 watt boost power without rinsing the battery. So the bikes, though, you can take the booster battery off once it's emptied, and then it starts on the down tube battery. They have a lower maximum power output, the TQ and the Levo SL, so they can still hit that like 320, 350 watts just with the auxiliary battery. But the Bosch can't hit 600 watts with that. So there's some geeky facts, fresh from Bosch on a Sunday afternoon via brand manager at White Andy, designer Ian, and straight from Mr. Bosch, head of sales for e-bike motors on a Sunday afternoon from Germany. So thanks very much to everybody involved in that WhatsApp conversation today, because that was an interesting one. Monday wrote it up, painted the kitchen that night to show what a domestic goddess I am, and did tea because Sarah's arm's still naked. Tuesday, I was thinking I didn't do much. Then I realised Ryan, my wingman, came round because he needed to drop the bike back from Dalby, from Glentress. He'd taken the Forbidden, absolutely loved it, but I am gutted to say this, the Forbidden is going back. I've had my long-term fun on it. They've got, oh no, I probably shouldn't tell you that. It's getting sold on. for reasons I can't say. No changes to the bike as a whole. It's still a stunning bike. Still probably my favourite trail bike, which leads into another thing I'll tell you about later. But that's getting... He had a fantastic time at Dolby with it, but also he'd taken my Pace just in case they needed a backup bike up there. So he dropped that back because I needed the forks off it for another build project, which is the Squatch here. And as you can see, I haven't got anywhere with it. I've knocked the headset in, but that's all I've got. And that's a shame because that came out on Thursday, so I should have had that built up. But as you'll see, things got in the way. So I've got the forks and I've got a whole range of other build kit. Some of it's sat there in that Hope box to whoever thought the... No, I'm not going to... No spoilers on this one. But yeah, that's going to get built up next week. I'm jumping ahead. So yeah, did that Tuesday. Then I went over, had to pick up the floor for the kitchen because I'm having a new floor put in, and had a horrible French hire van, big French van with a really bouncy seat. It was just like bounced up and down all the time, which was really, really weird and off-putting. It was like riding a Klein Mantra on an old Trek Y bike along. And then I found it's got a big preload knob on the front of it, so I just pretended I weighed 150 kilos and that seemed to sort it out. But interestingly, I reckon the people who make that preload knob for the Renault Traffic and the Master actually also do the adjustable seat post mechanism for Merida's enduro and trail bikes at the moment. Possibly not, but a lot of familiarities with that big plastic dial. What did I do? Tuesday night, absolute bloody carnage. Amy Henshaw, UK Marathon Champ 2022. Great pals, ride with her on Thursday night. She's got a new race bike. She's going privateer this year. So she had a new intense frame to build up, Sniper T. I was like, right, bring it round. We'll have a laugh. We'll build the bike up. And then it turned out that Neil from White was coming to pick up the E-Lite. And then we were going to... So he turned up anyway. And that means my workshop has to be tidy because he's my parole officer for the workshop. There's a pair of Hope salt and pepper pots riding on me, always having the workshop reasonably clean when he comes round. And also, he's a proper mechanic and a tool guru, so he came round with all sorts of stuff. I've not managed to edit that one up yet. It'll either be absolutely hilarious or just a series of really excruciating in-jokes that we think are really, really funny because we got a bit hysterical working till about midnight building Amy's bike up. But she's got a cracking bike anyway, and that edit will be out shortly, and hopefully it will be an absolute hoot and none of us will get cancelled because of it, though we are sailing close to the edge in places. Then what happened? Wednesday, Neil came round again because I had to do a tech talk. And I thought, right, I won't just do it on the Works 140 E-Lite. I'll do it on... He had a white 150 RSX. So I've done both bikes. So they share the same frame. So did a tech talk around the differences between them and the similarities between them just here in the workshop, because I've started doing tech talks in the workshop because people didn't seem to like them. I got more complaints about sort of wind noise and stuff when it was just a static shot, so I've started doing them in here. So if you've got any opinions on that, do you like me talking about the bikes out in the wild, or do you prefer it kind of in a static workshop situation? Again, another bit of feedback I could do with from you guys. And then that afternoon, we went riding, and because I wanted to show the difference between the two bikes. One's 150mm travel, like max grip front tyre, 200mm rotors, and then the 140 Works. So I'm riding that video. It's like super light XC spec. So that was a really, really interesting ride. Pulled up through the lead mines, then came back in through the old downhill at Guy's Cliff, if you're local. And I thought it'd be like, oh yeah, XCE bike, brilliant on the climbs. But complete mess on the descents. But Neil was riding the Works 140 and he did a really good job on it, to be honest. It was flying. It really brought home the difference in speed between those two bikes. So that's another edit that should be dropping shortly. It's ready to go on Patreon. I might stick up on Patreon tomorrow if you're a subscriber on there, but otherwise I'll probably drop it midweek because I've got enough comments coming off the live ride on the E140 Lite. So I'll stick to dealing with them. And then as soon as there's a slight drop off in that, I'll get them live. So that was Wednesday. Oh, yeah, then things got complicated because our lovely sweetheart Greek hound, Peaky the Greek, started feeling a bit iffy on Wednesday night. Didn't know what it was. So anyway, he went into the vets on Thursday. Major drama, not well, liver problems, dehydrated. He's only 2.5, bless him. When he had him 4 months, met him at the Malverns, and, you know, things worked out that we ended up adopting him. But poor lad, he's a horrible time. He's fine now. He's asleep on the sofa. He's eating chicken again. He's on some steroids. He's got a problem with his adrenal gland. That's what it, you know. Luckily we have really, really good vets, and they've taken care of him. So he's on the mend. He's on the mend before anybody's worried. But yeah, sending me best wishes. I'll pass them on. Put together with some more roast chicken. So yeah, that kind of turned Thursday, Friday on its head. But somehow I still managed to write Bespoken Word. It was all right. It was about lightweight e-bikes. Because I wanted to, because there's so much like, oh, it's the future. They're definitely, you know, save the industry. It was like, well, no, they're still quite heavy, even though they're light for an e-bike. So it's all relative. And it's an e-bike, so it's never going to be as reliable as a normal bike, and they're expensive, and yada yada. Anyway, go read the feature. It's on Bespoken Word. Again, like most of my stuff on there, it was meant to be about 1,000 words, but ended up being nearly 2,000. Same with that white review. That's on there as well if you like words rather than videos. Friday night, again, just really stoked that we had Peaky home, because, to be honest, Friday afternoon we didn't think we would. So yeah, I think we actually had a bit of a chill out and a bit of a big dog cuddle. What else did we do? Oh, I had some really good chats with people as well on Friday. Just to keep my mind occupied. Again, chatted to White and chatted to other people about kind of the future of the channel, how I'm going to be hoping to finance it, you know, sponsorship, that kind of thing. Because, you know, it's getting trickier. It's getting trickier. There's less money swilling about to people. And to be honest, if you want, you know, effective advertising, just stick everything on Facebook Marketplace. That's the simple answer. So again, that's why I'm trying to do something different with the channel to make it more interesting to people who might want to sponsor it or, you know, watch it and, you know, just basically get it standing on its own 2 feet rather than it being sort of a side project behind the writing, because my writing rates got cut again. So I'm literally earning half what I did in 2000. And you may have noticed the prices of most items have gone up since then. And so, yeah. The squeeze continues, but, you know, I'm not complaining about it. It's still a ridiculously good job to be doing. But, you know, I need to keep it paying, or I may as well just start doing Deliveroo. Then director's cut, then split. Yeah, I've done that. Done the bit about director's cut. Yeah, Saturday I actually pretended to be a husband. I did sort of like a few chores around the house. Can't remember what I was doing. Maybe finished some painting. Did some shopping, that kind of thing. So I was almost almost bearable around the home. Because I did some kettlebells and that settled me down a bit. Then Sunday, this morning, went trail building for a bit. Didn't have much time, again, because I had a lot of admin at home, but got about an hour in, started clearing it, just continued clearing out an old trail at Stainburn. Definitely an old trail, found some old water bottles and a welly while I was cutting some heather through. So, that got pushed through. Went to see my dad. He's changed nursing homes. Not that that's a big deal to you. More editing. I had to finally get these edits live. Then had a really, really good chat with Jamie Reed, who's a top coach, works with Jesse Melamed and other people. And we had a really, really interesting chat while I was doing the washing up. Loads of parallels between how he's trying to move himself on as a coach, kind of enter the, you know, in the social media arena, and, how I'm trying to do it with YouTube now. And just kind of generally both just a bit frustrated that there's loads of people out there just spouting shite, but getting a lot of sort of traction and a lot of attention when we're kind of putting the hard yards in. And all right, I'm blowing my own trumpet in, putting the hard yards in, doing things properly, but don't seem to. Yeah, we connect with the people we connect to. If you're still watching this, thank you very much. But otherwise, it's just kind of frustrating seeing people who clearly don't know much. And people are going, dude, you're the best. This is sick. It's like, this is dreadful. From a testing point of view, this is suspect. And he's seeing the same from the fitness side as well. So, yeah, and the upshot of that is, I mean, he approached me about a month ago because he said, I'd really like to run you through some tests. I don't know, he must, maybe he's got some sponsorship from Help the Aged or something like that. But the upshot of that is I'm going to be going up to Scotland and doing a full lab test with him to sort of go through some protocols about my training. So I'm infamous at banging my head against a brick wall rather than properly moving on with training, just always being tired, never really getting any gains, just kind of smashing myself onwards, just relentlessly. So that's going to be interesting. And also, hopefully, we're going to get a couple of maybe get some e-bikes. And because he's got all the sensors, he's got blood sensors, he's got acidity monitors as well, that basically turn me like suspension testing, but for the human body. So we can get myself linked up with those and then maybe do some laps on like a full fat e-bike, lightweight e-bike, and then a standard bike, and see what the actual physiological differences are while you're riding those three different bikes, because that could be a really, really good, interesting insight aspect. Because when I was riding around doing those 3 laps at Dolby on that E-Lite, I did think, I went a fair clip. I was doing like 2:05 average, but I was thinking, wonder how fast I could do these 3 laps on a normal bike if it took me Cervelo there, proper lightweight, fast XC bike. So I am thinking of going back at doing that point, but it'd be great to have that biometric data in the background of the arguments as well. So, yeah, so did that. Answered a bunch of comments. People seem to be really enjoying chatting about these videos I'll just put up. And then I'm down in the Forest of Dean for the next 2 days at a bike launch. Something big, significant bike. It's a very, very popular bike. This is the new one coming out. So GoPros are charged. Drone. I thought I'd take the drone. Might use it. So that's charging. I've got most of my kit together. The rest of it's on the radiators, hopefully drying in the morning. Made some bread because I need something to eat while I'm heading down there. So what didn't I do? So yeah, that's all done. I still haven't done Bike of the Year. Massive apologies for that. I just want to do it differently. I've had some great ideas. I had great ideas while talking to Rich, my editor on Bike Perfect, about how we should do it on there. I was like, well, hang on a minute. And he was like, oh, well, I'll check. I was like, well, hang on a minute. It's a brilliant idea. I'll do it myself. So again, don't want to give it away. You've been very patient. What time is it? Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. It's 00:58. So let's close this shortly. So yeah, didn't do that. There is a Bike of the Year coming from me, which is effectively 2023 bikes, but they're the bikes you can buy now. So I might cheat and call it 2024 and see if that gets me some more clicks. And I will be building up the Squatch because I've been typical, isn't it? Been dying to build that up for ages, but because it's a bit obvious to ride is this, so I didn't want to get too much attention. It's got the new UDH hanger, and so yeah, hopefully I'll be building that up. I'll be bringing the bike back from launch. I'm hopefully going to see Bike Stow on the way back up on Tuesday night, and also fingers crossed there'll be another new bike in the workshop for some stealth riding, because I've ridden it already abroad in Chile. Actually, that was a hell of a trip. So I rode it in Chile in December, and then I'm bringing it back. Well, one of the ones I rode in Chile is coming back for me to use as a long-termer, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll be here by the end of the week. So, like I say, got a bunch of editing to do, got a bunch of bike building to do. Rich will inevitably want me to do some words for Bike Perfect Web, because that's actually my official job. That's what I should do most of the time. But I have to say, I do like the sound of my own voice quite clearly, even though it's wearing out now because it's the middle of the night. So, that's enough of all this nonsense. Let me know if you've enjoyed it, basically, or am I just being an absolute effluencer and filling, the internet with even more crap that it doesn't need? If it's been an insight, give it a thumbs up. If it's not been your cup of tea at all, just be honest. Let's be honest, everyone. I try and be honest with all what I talk when I'm talking about bikes and products. You just go, mate, no, we're not really that bothered. Just stick to telling us about the stuff you've tested. But on the other hand, if there's stuff you've seen that I'm talking about and you go, yes, I'm really interested in that, do that first, then that'll give me an idea of what order to do things in. And also, if you've got anything I haven't mentioned but you'd like to see, then, stick that in the comments as well. Well, for now, massive thanks for watching. Thanks to my Patreon subscribers who make this kind of nonsense a lot more possible with their regular monthly donations, and they get all these edits ad-free as a thank you. And click like if you have liked it, click notifications of subscriptions if you haven't already, and just have a chat in the comments, and let's see whether this happens again or and just get busy in the comments. But for now, I've been Guy Kesteven on Guy Kest TV, talking about the week that was in testing for the start of February. Thanks for watching.